What's up, what's up, what's up? Your boy Domuto. We're back with another video. Today we're watching Saiyan. It's Saiyan. What if the Z fighters grew like Saiyans? Alright, so this is the finale. So let's get into it, man.
Decided that it might be a good idea to train in the room Spirit of Time. Roshi asked Goku to go in there, going in with Piccolo as well. As for the rest of his students, he's seen what they're capable of. I mean, they've been on Earth this entire time. But Goku, he hasn't seen him in a while. He wonders how his training's going along, and wants to see how he's improved. Actually, it was Kami who told him they should go in the room of Spirit of Time. He's worked on improving it too, and they don't have a limit on how much they could use it. This was mainly at the request of Piccolo and Roshi, but it's definitely going to help everybody. They don't have too much time before the tournament, but obviously this will help. And it's just those three that go in, and there's a good reason for that. Now, we head off to the actual tournament itself. I'm just going to get in front of it and say, we all know that Universe 7's going to win. So I'm not going to go too in-depth in the tournament, and you'll see why, especially once you see how it starts to go. But it does act as a great opportunity for everyone to showcase their powers. So let's cover some of the important things, especially showing how strong everyone's grown since we last saw them.
Right.
As for Krillin, we know he's been training non-stop as an android. That's one of the main reasons he got that upgrade. Infinite stamina is great for training, and it's just as amazing for fighting too. This means Krillin's been able to train way more than he did originally, and he's been able to do even more intense training than before. He's been growing significantly. The best part is, before he became an android, he already had a great access to ki and was a pretty strong warrior. This only makes him even stronger. Him becoming an android was very effective, and he's immensely powerful, but surprisingly, he's not even one of the strongest on the team. And again, this isn't me saying that he's weak by any means. It's just that everyone on this team is so vastly powerful that even a strong character like Krillin here could fall behind them, but he still leaps and bounds beyond where he is normally. As for Yamcha, he's unlocked a new stage of the Alpha form. It doesn't look too much different, but he has 100% control over it, and has learned a couple different things about this form. 1. It grows stronger with rage. 2. It grows stronger with an overflowing battle speed. Think of that like Ultra Ego. And 3. It's a very agile form. It gives him the properties of a wolf after all, so he wants to use that to his advantage. Of course, like other forms, it improves pretty much every aspect of him. The one thing that he notices is that his speed is so much more improved than everything else. It's like when he transforms into this, the boost in speed he gets is greater than the boost in everything else. So he tries to apply that to his fighting style. Also, he's somewhat inspired by what Ten has. Using a giant ki construct is really cool, so Yamcha tries to do that himself, morphing the strange aura of this form to look kinda like a wolf. It's not a true transformation, but it's like the head of a wolf forms around him, comprised completely of his aura. When he's in this powered up state, his tail fluffs up too. His claws grow sharper. All of his senses improve significantly. And besides just that wolf head, his ki forms larger claws around his hands too. And these ki constructs that he makes, he can control them just like normal body parts, even the jaw of that wolf that's surrounding him. It allows him to enact larger and deadlier attacks. And he's been having a lot of fun with this form. As for Ten himself, well, he and Pikkon have been working more with the Kais. In their eyes, learning more about magic was the next big step for them. They're very adept with it now, and it has very great properties. Teleportation, object manipulation, paralysis, healing.
Shit.
They've only just scratched the surface of what magic can do, and they're excited to learn more about it, while also training to grow stronger like they have been normally. And it's pretty important to acknowledge Ten because he has a pretty good plan here. Some of the Saiyans probably would want to get involved in the fight. I don't know about Broly, but definitely Goku and Vegeta. It's just how Saiyans are. They love battle. And as much as Ten enjoys fighting, well, he's a much more strategic person, and given the stakes here, he doesn't really want to mess around. And some of the others agree too, including people like Piccolo, Gohan, etc. So immediately at the beginning of the battle, Ten activates the 100 Witches technique, catching everyone off guard, when they see this giant ki construct appear out of nowhere. In a couple swift motions, he's able to eliminate dozens of fighters. No one gets how he did
he's
this,
going all out like
he's
that?
so powerful, and did it so casually. Of course, this makes him a giant target. They can see Ten floating at the center of it. And of course he's able to defend himself pretty easily, but even if he weren't able to do so, he has some good friends defending him, Pikkon and Yamcha mainly, both of whom are willing to fuse with Ten if it comes down to it, or even each other. But that might not even be necessary here. Piccolo and Roshi feel very prepared for this tournament. Piccolo's pretty interested in what Ten and Pikkon have, that ultimate form where it unlocks all their potential. It makes him wonder if he should try doing that. You know, maybe ask Shenron for it. But he hasn't gotten around to it yet. Instead, he's been focusing mainly on Kaioken still. More so, the fact that he could regenerate, trying to grow stronger with that. He's already improved Kaioken as much as he possibly can, at least in terms of how he can max out the multiplier. So instead, he's going to improve his regeneration, so he can use Kaioken for longer, and possibly go even further with Kaioken. And that's what he was doing in the Room of Spirit and Time. As for Roshi, he normally was training with Piccolo anyways, but he learned something interesting from Goku. He hasn't been around the gods, but learned what Goku and Vegeta were being taught by Whis. Goku actually came to Roshi for advice because maybe he could help with this. He is pretty knowledgeable after all. And Roshi feels like he has kind of a good idea of what to do here. They had about a year to train.
This nigga do Ultra Instinct.
And for Roshi, surprisingly this wasn't too hard to tap into. It's something that he always kind of knew as a martial artist, allowing his body to move on its own, reacting instinctively. But with a pure focus on that now, he's unlocked something amazing, and so has Goku. The two are ready to show the fruits of their training. Goku's pretty bummed that 10 eliminated a lot of the fighters, and it's great that his team is doing well, but they're eliminating people way too quick. But Goku has the perfect opponent to face, Jiren, apparently one of the strongest mortals here. He and Roshi go against Jiren together, with Goku pacing himself at first, cycling through all of his forms before he eventually gets to something new. The two are surrounded by a strange aura, but they don't change too much physically. They go into Ultra Instinct Domuto. This amazes all the gods, especially Beerus and Whis. When did Goku get that? And more importantly, how did that human get it? It's not the true complete Ultra Instinct just yet, but Omen is still more than good enough. And it shows they're on the right track, especially because they can control Omen pretty well actually. This isn't the first time either of them are using it, but still, even if it's not complete, it's incredibly impressive. And especially with the power of the rest of their team backing them, Jiren is defeated, as is pretty much everyone else. And the craziest part is, Universe 7 has no eliminations. Even if someone were almost eliminated, well, they have Vegeta and Ten and Pikkon, all of whom could just teleport to someone and bring them back in the ring. And there's also Piccolo, who could just stretch his arms. Oh yeah, and if they ever needed someone to heal them, Ten and Pikkon are there. This is the most stacked team that they could possibly have.
Damn.
With how powerful everyone is, Zeno's actually pretty intrigued by Universe 7's history and growth. He wonders if other universes could be the same. Look how impressive these people are. And the best part is, they made the exact wish he wanted. Ten gets MVP because, well, he got more than enough eliminations. And his strategy was really helpful for the team. The one thing is, the team did kind of have to hold back a little bit just to make this a little bit more interesting for Zeno, because if they eliminated everyone too quickly, well, Zeno might have not been pleased. But he's happy with the result, even if the tournament went way quicker than normal. And as a nice gift from Beerus, we survived Pikkon. As a thanks for participating in the tournament. Honestly, he didn't even really need to be revived, but he appreciates the gesture. He's going to continue training with the Kais anyways, but he'll probably be visiting Earth from time to time. Although he's mainly going to live with Shin and Kibito. Following the tournament, there's no Broly movie. Broly's already here, with he and Vegeta being training buddies. Although now they're really kicking into high gear because Vegeta sees that Goku's got Ultra Instinct. So he's got to figure out some way to surpass him, and Broly's surprisingly motivated to do the same as well. Although it will be tougher for him, but the results will probably be more significant, at least compared to Vegeta. After that, we'd have the Moro arc. Maris arrives on Earth, and there's no big misunderstanding this time. He's purposely seeking out someone else. He's heard of two magicians here on this planet, or at least one of them that permanently lives here. He seeks out Tenshinhan, wondering if he could help. Apparently he's a pretty strong human, and he has access to magic. He'd be the perfect match for Moro, and hopefully they could stop him for good. Once it's explained to him who Moro is, he says he's glad to help, and they actually have a few people come along with them. Ten tries to make a team that's perfect for taking Moro down. The team includes Krillin, Pikkon, and Vegeta, and he has a pretty good reason for choosing those guys. Maris doesn't question it, hoping that his judgment is good. They head out into space, with Ten wondering where Moro's heading. He could teleport right onto his ship, but that could be risky if Moro decides to blow up the ship or something. They can't fight on there. But before they even get out into space, they realize Moro's headed right in their direction. He knows the Dragon Balls are on Earth, and that's where he's going because that's the rumors he's heard from the Frieza Force members in the prison. And even if the Dragon Balls aren't here, he knows this planet is strong. It'll make a great snack. So they wait on Earth, ready for Moro to land. And right away, they realize he's not going to be too big of a challenge. He does seem strong magically at least. But there's a reason this team is perfect. Krillin's the one to go up to fight him, and surprisingly for Moro, he can't take any energy from Krillin. He's an android after all. Of course he does have normal keys still, but he has no need to use that in this battle. He just relies on his artificial energy, allowing him to fight with no issue. And Vegeta wants to get back to Beerus' planet, so he's going to try and make this quick. Apparently this Moro guy could steal energy from people. Vegeta could do the exact same thing though. Alright, so if Moro can't take energy from Krillin, he'll try to take it from Earth. Nope. Vegeta is able to prevent that, and he's actually able to attack Moro, using Force Spirit Fission to return any energy that Moro's already taken, which isn't really much. Krillin is a good way to hold him off. Vegeta's a good way to nullify his abilities.
Okay.
Their magic can do the same thing, but they're more focused on something else. They're going to seal him away, and make sure the seal lasts forever. With their combined Kai powers and magic, they're able to do so. And Moro is eliminated before he even becomes a threat.
Okay.
And Maris is amazed, not only at how strong everyone is, but how great that strategy worked. All these different abilities that these Earthlings have. Well, Pikkon and Vegeta aren't Earthlings, but hey, if these two have these abilities, you can only imagine what the other people on Earth have. It's probably these humans that have rubbed off on them. And Vegeta's glad they made that quick, instantly teleporting away and leaving. Not even saying bye. He's still Vegeta after all. Maris thanks all of them as the Galactic Patrol leaves, with Pikkon going back to the Sacred World of Kais, and Ten deciding he's going to head back there too for a bit. But there is still one more threat looming about. The Granola arc, we're going to say it just doesn't happen. Without Frieza out there, Granola has no reason to make that wish and seek revenge, and the leaders are glad with the control they already have. So nothing really comes of that, and even if something did, it wouldn't involve Earth. But there's one character who hasn't awoken yet. Back in Jiro's lab, there's a section of it that remains intact, and after all these years, a project in there is finally complete. The supercomputer's been working overtime, gathering some amazing data from everyone on Earth, and also figuring out ways to improve this project. This what if is all about optimizing people, which of course is going to affect Cell. So now we're going to optimize him too, make him the most optimal fighter ever. From the get-go, he's born perfect, with all this data from all these great fighters. The supercomputer adjusted him, he's born perfect. Luckily for him too, some of the
I
strong
ain't
fighters are
perfect.
Of course, they can come here whenever they want. Vegeta could easily bring Broly and Goku there, and Ten and Pikkon can teleport back if they need. But right now, they don't have the full crew on Earth. Piccolo, Gohan, Yamcha, Chi-Chi, Krillin, Roshi, Chaozu, Goten, and Kami. Those are the fighters Cell's gonna contend with. The second he awakens, he really has no idea of what to do. He needs a way to gather everyone's attention. All he does is simply raise his power. It almost feels like the entire Earth is shaking, and everyone there can immediately sense this, heading over as quickly as possible. They can't believe this power that they're sensing, and the craziest part is, they feel like they can sense other people's powers within it, almost like it's an amalgamation of all these other powers, their friends included. And of course, when they arrive, they're greeted with Cell, standing there in a wasteland. He was made to kill Goku, but at the same time, he's also looking for a good fight. He's surprised that Goku isn't here, but whatever, these guys will be perfect appetizers. No one really has any time to think either. Cell just immediately gets ready for battle. Roshi's the first to jump in, activating Ultra Instinct Doman again. This way, he can act as a distraction, letting everyone else think for him. And Cell's surprised. This is something that he doesn't have data on. He's gained data on some pretty interesting things recently, including the magic of Ten and Pikkon, and more for that matter too. Of course, he could steal energy with his tail normally, but now, he actually knows how to do so with magic. And he's tempted to try that, but instead, he just needs to stop Roshi first. He tries to tap into this magic, and is able to paralyze Roshi midair. No matter how good he is at dodging, well, if he's frozen in place, he can't dodge at all. But someone else then jumps into attack. It's Piccolo, but he looks radically different now. Piccolo wonders how up-to-date Cell's data is. Because
Not
Cell
orange
was
Piccolo.
surprised to see this form. Piccolo, he's orange. After seeing everyone's performance in the Tournament Power, he decided to finally use the Dragon Balls to try and awaken his strength, accessing this brand new power. And who knows, he might be able to combine it with Kaioken even eventually. But for now, he's confident that this can hold off Cell. And he definitely is very powerful, but we can't undersell how strong the Cell would be here, no pun intended. The rest of the humans get ready to attack. But with Gohan, Goten, and Chi-Chi staying behind, they have something up their sleeves. Well, not Goten, but the other two do. Especially after excluding herself from the Tournament of Power, Chi-Chi has been training a lot. She does train with Goku from time to time, at least when he's on Earth. But when not with him, she mainly trains with Gohan. And the two of them have noticed something very similar. Gohan must have inherited this from both his parents, but more so Chi-Chi. The two are both very prone to anger, and when they get angry, it's almost like they derive power from it. Goten doesn't really seem to be this way, at least as far as they know. But they've been trying to see what they could do with this knowledge, especially because it helps Yamcha in a way. When he gets angry, his power in his alpha form grows significantly. And just like Chi-Chi, Gohan and Goten have felt a little
They
left
both
behind.
get beast form. I'm
Goten is
about to
more
kick somebody in the
understandable. I mean,
chest.
he's younger, but Gohan feels like he could be doing a lot more. Although, with all the great knowledge around him, and all these amazing training partners on Earth, including his mother, his teacher Roshi, and Piccolo, the two have tapped into something pretty significant, something that they doubt Cell even has data on. An intense battle rages on with Cell. Even with the immense power of all these other fighters, including the new Orange Piccolo, they're having a tough time. Yamcha can't believe it, after he's powered up his alpha form this much. And Cell tells Yamcha, no matter how fast he is, Cell is probably faster. No matter how strong Piccolo is, Cell is probably stronger. And no matter how agile Roshi is with his technique, well, Cell can overcome that too. He does note though, Krillin got lucky with that infinite energy. That's the one thing Cell wishes he had. But it's not like he's gonna need it anyways. Only a fraction of his power will be necessary. But while all these fighters try to hold off Cell, they notice a slight power surging nearby. First, Goten jumps in, with a new form that they briefly heard about from Vegeta actually, Super Saiyan 3.
Oh,
and this
shit.
is just Cell. I mean, it's not very powerful in comparison to everyone else, but he's surprised to see a child Saiyan this powerful. And it actually works as a perfect distraction if anything. The overflowing power of everyone else, including Goten now, that means Cell doesn't really notice the other powers surging. It's Gohan and Chi-Chi, collecting as much energy as possible. This new power they access, it takes a little bit of time to activate. They only just recently got it, and it comes from anger after all. And this whole situation's making them pretty mad, especially how Cell is taunting everyone, threatening their friends, and threatening their planet. But it's not like they're gonna try to force themselves to snap or anything. That would be a very bad idea, because they need something pretty significant to do that. So they just have to activate it this way, charging as much power as possible, trying to transform into it once more. And then Cell finally senses it. Two massive energies surge nearby. He looks over. Gohan and Chi-Chi are gone, but there's craters filled with fire where they were once standing. Cell then receives a powerful kick from one side. He braces for it, but as he's launched backwards, someone then lands a direct punch right to his back. It sends Cell flying back to where he came from. And from both sides, two Kamehamehas are launched towards him. He sticks out a hand on each side, trying to eliminate both blasts. And it's tough, but he's able to do so. But this leaves him open for some other attacks. Who are those two that just attacked him right now? No one can even see them because they're moving so quickly. But there's a brief moment where they appear. And Cell is actually kind of terrified at how they look. Just like with Piccolo and with Roshi, these two have a power that he hasn't seen before. His drones didn't get any data on this, because they never really used it in battle. They kept it so under wraps. Gohan and Chi-Chi are both there with an intense blue and red aura. Their hair has grown significantly in size, and it's white. Their eyes are red. And this leaves everyone dumbfounded. They've never seen a form like this before, and it's even crazier to see that Chi-Chi's one of them that has it. Together, Chi-Chi and Gohan are both using the Beast Form. Her and Gohan vanish from sight again, moving so quickly that no one could see them.
You
They
have to
practice an
evolve
amazing
Chi-Chi,
combo
I get
move,
it.
and Goten's there to provide support, even if he isn't nearly as strong as them. It would be better if they had Goku here. The Sun family has some pretty amazing combo moves after all. But surprisingly, just when they're thinking about this, 3 more people arrive on Earth: Broly, Vegeta, and Goku. They sense that there's some trouble going on here, and Whis told them too. So Vegeta teleported everyone here, but it actually looks like they all have it under control. And Goku immediately recognizes they're doing one of the combo attacks. Without him? No, that doesn't sit right. He needs to jump in on that. The 3 others are glad to see Goku, and tell him they could use a 4th person for this combo move. And Goku sees the 2 of them with white hair. Okay, well, he didn't expect that, but is that Ultra Instinct? No, it can't be. It doesn't feel like it or look like it, besides the hair being white. And Roshi's confused by this comment. What does he mean by white-haired Ultra Instinct? Well, Goku says he hasn't been on Earth in a while, so he might as well show them. He powers up, surrounded by the aura of Ultra Instinct, but this time, he has white hair. He's finally
Master Ultra
completed the
Instinct.
power, and he's more than ready to join in with his family. He doesn't know who this threat is, but he's definitely a threat, and he doesn't want to give up opportunity to do this massive combo attack. The 4 members of the Sun family all stand together. Goku looks at Cell and tells him to get ready for the family meteor combo. Goku dashes right towards Cell, while Gohan and Chi-Chi disappear from sight again, with Goten jumping up in the air. Goten launches a massive Kamehameha downwards, and Cell's able to easily block it, but also tries to keep focus on Goku too, who then disappears from sight, appearing behind Cell, unleashing a flurry of kicks and punches. Then Chi-Chi jumps in with an attack, and just like before, she launches him right towards Gohan. Gohan kicks Cell back, and Cell says he's not going to fall for that again. But instead of both launching beams at him, the 2 rush towards him, with Goku also jumping back, and the 3 of them all attacking at once. And Goten descends downwards, joining in as well. He can't believe it. He can't escape this. How is this possible? The 4 of them all run in a circle around Cell, launching attacks seemingly at random, but they're perfectly coordinated. They aren't random at all. Gohan then hits Cell with an uppercut, with Goku also doing the same, a soaring dragon strike. As Cell flies up in the air, the 4 all stand in a circle still. They all hold their hands out in front of them, charging a beam in the middle of the circle. Together, they all shout Kamehameha as they fling their hands
fuck
upwards,
that
launching
nigga
that
up, son.
blast. Before Cell can even try to defend against it, he's eradicated by the attack. With everyone powering down, Goku's glad he came here just in time. I mean, Chi-Chi and Gohan probably could have handled it with everyone else, but he wanted to get involved in that
Cool,
combo
my shirt's
attack.
back.
They've never really had an opportunity to pull it off, at least in an actual battle like this. But he surprises how the 2 of them have grown, especially Chi-Chi getting a form. That's pretty awesome. And you know, he's been off Earth for a while. I mean, he's come back and forth from time to time, but he hasn't really reflected on how truly strong everyone's grown. There's 10 in that Pycon guy, training with the Kais. There's all his human friends, growing as strong as this. His 2 sons, his wife. Piccolo has this brand new form too. Goku's really only been keeping up with Vegeta and Broly because he's been mostly with them. But you know, he's glad it's this way. All these great friends, allies, and rivals alongside him. All these strong people surrounding him. It's incredible. And for all he knows, they can all go much further than this. Look at him, only recently getting Ultra Instinct. He doesn't even know his own limits. But everyone here, they're continuously breaking their limits as well. And this fight is one of the many examples of that. All they could do now is just continue to do that. Maybe they can get even more people involved. You know, go on as Videl. Maybe there's other fighters from Goku's past that he can meet again. He has no idea where they're going next, but he knows that they're going to continue breaking their limits. And this is where we'll end off. What'd you guys think about this scenario? It's a little bit different from what I normally do, but I think it had some pretty fun concepts.
I like this story. I like seeing the Z fighter do their thing, man. That nigga TM turning powerhouse. Pycon, fucking Krillin. You got Roshi. You got Chi-Chi. You know, all of them turn to powerhouses, man. Piccolo, of course. So, you know what I'm saying? It's good to see shine from the others, you know what I'm saying? So, I like the story, man. I love the finale. Like I said, shout out to Charlotte Saiyan. He does his thing. And let me know what story you want me to react to next, man. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.